Streaming live on News8000.com. This is News 8 Now, This Morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alexandra Carter. It is Friday, December 1st, 2023. You may notice Derek is not here this morning in studio, but he is not too far away. Don't worry. He's at the Onalaska Festival Foods for News 8 Now's Joy of Sharing. Derek, I'm glad to see you found a hat.
Yes, I'm glad I found a hat too. That's thanks to our photographer for letting me borrow his hat, and I've got my gloves on as well. I just couldn't bear the cold any longer, and I'm all bundled up here. So hopefully you folks that are getting ready to hopefully come out to the Joy of Sharing event today, which is going on until 6:30, make sure to bundle up here throughout the day, as it will be on the cool side as we're collecting your donations of money, toys, and of course canned goods as well. So come on out. It's a great cause. We're going to be looking at the cloudy weather that's going to continue to move in. Here's a look at the temperatures right now. 15 degrees now in Eau Claire. It's 23 in La Crosse, 23 as well in Winona. We're in the teens here further towards the east in Sparta. It's at 10. Black River Falls is at 18, 27 degrees right now in Viroqua. So as we take a look now at your planner, yes, it's going to continue to remain cloudy throughout the day. So the sunshine that we saw yesterday is not going to happen here today. Yesterday was your best bet to enjoy it, because it looks like it's going to be pretty cloudy here for a while, as a matter of fact, not just today. Now, temperatures are going to start to go up into the low 30s by 10 o'clock, and then we'll be into the mid 30s as we head into this afternoon. The northeast winds today will be pretty light at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. So stay tuned. I'll have a check on your schoolcast. We'll talk more about that, and along with your full weather forecast too. We will talk about some upcoming possible precipitation chances, along with more information of the Joy of Sharing event right here at the Festival Foods in Onalaska. Back to you, Alexandra.
All right, Derek, hopefully you can stay warm out there. We'll check back in with you soon. Time now for some morning headlines. Today, the U.S. House will vote on whether or not to expel embattled lawmaker George Santos. The Long Island, New York congressman has survived 2 previous attempts at ousting him, and despite the controversy, refuses to resign. CBS's Chanel Call reports.
The night before what could be a historic House vote against George Santos, he was blasted by his own Republican colleagues.
George Santos has built his persona, his personal and political life, on a foundation of lies.
But the Long Island, New York congressman remained defiant.
Are you reconsidering resigning ahead of this?
Claiming to be a victim of political bullying.
It's all theater. It's theater for the cameras. It's theater for the microphone.
The move to expel Santos follows a damning House Ethics Committee report alleging he broke campaign finance laws by spending some of the money on Botox, shopping, and travel. He was indicted back in May and pled not guilty to 23 federal charges of alleged fraud, all tied to those allegations around his campaign finances. On Capitol Hill yesterday, Santos refusing to comment on the allegations.
I'm going to address it when I think it's appropriate, not you, not the media.
The resolution to expel Santos needs 2/3 majority to pass.
Tough vote, yeah, you know what, setting precedent.
With both parties saying they will not whip the vote.
We recognize that this is an issue of conscience.
If passed, Congressman George Santos would be only the 6th person to be ousted from the People's House.
It is unclear how many people will show up on Friday today to actually vote, but supporters of this measure say they're confident they will have the votes to oust him. A La Crosse man accused of attempted homicide appeared in court yesterday. According to the criminal complaint, 53-year-old Matthew Alioto allegedly fired a single shot at 2 people in his home. A man told police he'd gone to Alioto's to get some of his belongings. As he was leaving, he pushed a door into Alioto, causing him to fall backward. Alioto then pulled a firearm from his waistband, pointed it at a woman, and fired a shot. Alioto does not have an attorney. He's scheduled to be back in court January 24th. If you've been doing a lot of online shopping this holiday week, this Cyber Week that is, make sure you have a plan in place so your packages don't get stolen. Police in the town of Campbell say there's been a recent rise in porch pirates. According to security firm Vivint, 80% of Americans have fallen victim to porch piracy during the holiday season. Some things you can do to protect your precious cargo include requiring a signature, having USPS packages held at your local post office, or installing an at-home security system or camera like the one you see there. A case of chronic wasting disease was confirmed in a wild buck harvested in Jackson County. This marks the first case of CWD detected in the county. The fatal disease attacks the brain and causes deer to physically waste away over time. It spreads through saliva when deer have close contact with one another. To prevent further spread, officials immediately renewed a baiting and feeding ban in the county. Hunters must follow those rules, even though it may impact your plans. A recent report from the nonpartisan Wisconsin Policy Forum revealed some troubling news for the state's educators. Median pay for teachers has declined 12% since 2009. That means the average salary dropped from about $67,000 over a decade ago to about $59,000 this year. Education officials blame this decline on the statewide teacher shortage. The Wisconsin Policy Forum says while many school districts raised base wages, district revenues didn't grow nearly as much, and that creates a funding gap. If you've still got some leftovers from Thanksgiving, it's time to throw them away. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, any leftovers you refrigerate can safely be eaten within 4 days, but if you put any of them in your freezer, you are good to go. The agency says frozen food can stay safe for an indefinite amount of time. Looks like my mom was right. And leftovers will be at their best quality for roughly 2 to 6 months. Today is December 1st, and you know what that means. The holidays are just around the corner. While the season is full of fun and time with family, the holidays can also be extremely stressful. Mandy Gaither has a few tips to help manage stress throughout the season.
It's that time of year again. The lights, the memories, the stress.
You might be excited about certain things that are happening and also stressed and overwhelmed. And both of those things can exist in you at the same time.
Licensed therapist Jody Baumstein says to first recognize what you feel because you can do something about it. Help manage holiday stress by giving yourself permission to do things differently.
We often believe that because something has been done a certain way for a long time, we can't break that tradition. But the reality is sometimes something isn't going to work for us, and it doesn't mean that we'll never do it again, but maybe we don't do it this year.
If you're feeling overwhelmed, Baumstein says to set boundaries. Think about what's most important for your family. She says it's okay to say no.
A lot of times we don't want to do that. We feel like we don't really have a good reason or we don't want to upset someone. But the reality is that no can be a full sentence and you don't need to justify it or explain it.
Finally, Baumstein says to allow yourself to be in the moment because holidays can pass by quickly. Ground yourself.
You are literally using your senses to bring you into the present moment or the here and now. And that allows you to enjoy that time. Because what we don't want to happen is we plan all this great stuff, but then we get to the end of the holiday season and realize we don't really remember it.
Baumstein also says another stress management tool you can use is gratitude. She says it helps shift your mindset and get a better grip on those ups and downs that are bound to happen during the holiday season. It is 6:07, still ahead on your morning news. A record number of shoppers used the buy now, pay later option on purchases over the Thanksgiving weekend. After the break, we'll have what you need to know about the new trend.
And I'm meteorologist Eric Sibley live at the Festival Foods today in Onalaska, where we have our 4th annual Joy of Sharing event. It's going on all day long, at least up until 6:30, collecting all of your donations of food, money, and of course, your toys that you could donate here as well. So stay tuned. We'll have a lot more on that, plus a look at your full weather forecast coming up in a few minutes. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, everyone. We are still live at the Festival Foods today in Onalaska until 6:30 p.m. this evening, collecting all of your toy donations, your money donations, as well as any canned good donations. Anything can help us out here today. And we're going to talk more about the Joy of Sharing event coming up in just a few minutes during the full weather forecast with a live interview from the Salvation Army. We'll get to that here in a second. As of right now, things are starting to turn a little bit cloudy out there. We're going to continue to build up those clouds as the day goes on today. Keep in mind, it is extremely cold out there this morning. That's why I'm all bundled up. Well, we got temperatures in the teens and the low 20s. It's 23 degrees now in La Crosse, 15 currently in Eau Claire. Look at Sparta right now. You're at 10. Black River Falls is at 14. And Winona right now is at 23 degrees. So for your zone forecast today, I'm going to be expecting our afternoon high temperatures to only rise into the 30s. It will be 37 in at Manduro and a high of 37 as well in Berry Mills. And as we head south into areas like New Albin, we'll be at 38 today and 37 in the La Crescent area. And across much of our central zones, we got highs around 37 in Black River Falls, Melrose, Blair. You'll be looking at highs around 36 degrees. And across our northern tier, we're looking at those highs around 35 around the Eau Claire area under mostly cloudy weather conditions. So for your bus stop forecast, bundle up the kids. Temperatures are at around 23 degrees with those cloudy weather conditions overhead. We'll continue to, of course, remain on the cloudy side as the day goes on today. Temperatures at around 37 around dismissal time. So again, stay tuned. We'll have a check on the full weather forecast and along with a live interview from the Salvation Army to talk more about the Toys of Tots campaign right here at the Festival Foods in Onalaska.
Thank you, Derek. In your consumer news this morning, McDonald's has a secret restaurant in the works. It's called CosMc's, and it's a spin-off of the standard McDonald's restaurant. It's located in Bolingbrook, Illinois, about 45 minutes down the road from Chicago. CosMc's takes its name from a little-known McDonald's character who is an alien. According to the restaurant CEO, CosMc's is, quote, a small format concept with all the DNA of McDonald's, but its own unique personality. More details will be revealed at the McDonald's Investor Day conference next week. A federal judge is halting a Montana ban on TikTok. The ruling found the state's ban showed more interest in China's role in TikTok than in protecting Montana consumers. Under the law, the app would not be allowed to operate within the state's borders. It was signed into law in May by the governor, who says it's necessary to protect Montanans' personal data from the Chinese Communist Party. Critics of the law, including TikTok content creators, argued it infringes on their First Amendment rights. Although mortgage rates are still high, they are still dropping. It is the fifth straight week the average rate on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage has dropped. According to data from Freddie Mac, the rate dropped to 7.22%. That's down from over 8% in October, but it is still up from this time last year when mortgage rates were at about 6.5%. Experts believe the mortgage rate decline shows that rates have peaked for this cycle. A record number of buy now, pay later purchases were made over Thanksgiving weekend. That option allows for buyers to spread their payments into interest-free or low-interest installments. Karen Kafa takes a closer look at the benefits and pitfalls consumers can face when using the new spending option.
While Americans' Black Friday and Cyber Monday spending hit record levels online, Adobe Analytics found consumers made a record amount of buy now, pay later installment purchases.
You spread out your payments over time, and retailers partner with different services to do that. And that's something that's compelling these days for shoppers because credit card interest rates are super high.
Adobe Analytics said buy now, pay later purchases soared 43% over 1 year ago. Lisa Gill of Consumer Reports says it's important to know the terms of each third-party servicer, including late fees.
Read that little fine print about what you're getting into and make sure that there's no interest fee, there's no loan fee, and that there's understand what those late fees are all about.
Research from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York found buy now, pay later plans disproportionately used by financially fragile consumers, including those with low credit scores or unmet credit needs. Gill says it's key to stay on top of what's owed since delinquencies can end up in collections and on a credit report.
It's very easy once you start doing buy now, pay later on one purchase to do it on another and then on another and then on another. And we found that the more loans that people had taken out, the more likely they were going to have problems making payments or making payments on time.
And for larger purchases like computers or televisions, using a credit card may give greater protection in the event of a damaged or lost item or an item that needs to be returned.
That does it for your morning consumer news. It is 6:16. Time to check back in with Derek for a look at today's forecast. Derek, you look a little cold.
Absolutely, yes. I am definitely on the freezing side here. That's what our temperatures are currently, Alexandra. And before we get to weather, we're going to talk more about the Joy of Sharing here as promised. It's taking place today at the Festival Foods in Onalaska, and this is going until 6:30 p.m. We are collecting all of your donations for food, toys, as well as canned goods today as well. And joining me now is Michael Quam with the Salvation Army. Michael, thanks for waking up dark and early and, of course, freezing here this morning.
I love it. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So I got a few questions for you this morning. Why is it important for the Salvation Army to be involved with the Joy of Sharing?
Yeah, it's about community involvement. It's about community presence. We're very fortunate that we have a very generous community here that cares about its neighbors, and we're happy to show up and be a part of it.
Yeah, for sure. And what are you hoping that the Salvation Army can accomplish from today's event?
Yeah, the generosity of the community is going to help us make our Christmas goal this year. So when we think about how the Salvation Army raises money to support the emergency shelter and the folks that we help with wraparound programs and services, this helps to make that goal.
Right. And where can we find more information about the Salvation Army as well?
Absolutely. So salacrosse.org. In addition, we also have a Facebook and Instagram page. Just updated this morning as of right now, 6 a.m. with December's calendars for Red Kettle sponsors, community match days, and all the fun groups that are helping us bell ring this year.
You know, speaking of the Red Kettle campaign, I was actually one of the volunteers on Monday. How long does that go again?
Through December 23rd.
Okay, perfect. So right before Christmas then.
Absolutely.
All right, perfect. All right, thank you so much, Michael. Thanks for joining us this morning. Let's get to some weather. Of course, very cold out there. We got a nice view from City Cam 8 in downtown La Crosse, and we're going to be looking at those cloudy weather conditions. They're going to continue to filter in throughout the day. 23 right now is our temperature. We got north-northwest winds at around 8 miles an hour. In Eau Claire, it's currently 15 degrees. We got a nice calm wind to work with. Make sure to bundle up out there, folks. We're looking at those cloudy weather conditions that are going to continue to filter in, as you can see on that satellite picture, moving in from the south. And as the day goes on, it's only going to get cloudier, so you're really not going to see a whole lot of sunshine. So completely opposite of what happened here from yesterday. 25 now in Winona. We got 10 degrees in Sparta. 14 is the temperature in Black River Falls, and 27 degrees currently in Viroqua. So again, as the day goes on, just a very cloudy sky, very gloomy out there. Temperatures at 34. At noon today, 36 degrees, and still pretty cloudy at around 4 o'clock. And then by 8, we drop down to below freezing yet again, as it will continue to remain cloudy here as we approach the evening hours. Our high temperatures today will be mainly into the mid-30s, 36 in Winona, high of 37 degrees in Black River Falls, also in Sparta, 34 today in Viroqua, and a high of 39, very close to 40 if you're in the Boscobel area, 37 in Prairie du Chien. All right, so we're tracking this pretty strong storm system that's down to the south of us. As you can see, it is spreading some pretty messy weather in the form of some heavy rain across portions of the upper Midwest. But that doesn't include us here in the Coulee region. We're just off towards the west and northwest of that system, so we're just looking at most of the rain staying east of us. But we will continue to see cloudy weather conditions throughout the day today, heading into tonight. And unfortunately, it does look like it's going to stick around here throughout the rest of your day tomorrow. So those cloudy weather conditions are not going away anytime soon. And as you can see, we have another system that I'm watching here to our south and west. That could cause some rain or snow here to move in across portions of the Coulee region heading into tomorrow night. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Your 8-day forecast looks like this, with highs into the upper 30s to low 40s and lows into the 20s over the next several days. Alexandra?
All right, Derek, thank you. Still ahead on your morning news, we'll look at how a $15 million grant to Dairyland Power Cooperative is helping Wisconsinites in 4 counties improve their access to the internet.
And later, we go to the wrestling mat. Millman GET was hosting a couple of our area schools, but not before celebrating and honoring one of their own. I've got that and more coming up in the Morning Blitz. Welcome to the Morning Blitz. The high school basketball season is still ramping up, with some teams already making their season debuts and some teams still waiting. But last night we did have La Crosse Central hosting River Falls in already their second home game of the season. To the second half we go. Central behind in this one, trying to claw back into it. Peyton Strittmatter puts one up. That's money. He cuts the Wildcat lead to 11. Now later in the half, Wildcats drop it down low, but check this one out. The freshman Gabe Service gets up and swats it away. But then it was all Wildcats. On the fast break, they push it ahead, skip it down to Joey Butts, who lays it in, and the Wildcats would run away with this one, 39-56. Over in Alaska, defending state champions Luther going for their second win of the year, hosting the Bangor Cardinals. Luther was deadly from beyond the arc in this one. Logan Barflyers went from deep. He connects, putting the Knights up early. Then it was the other big man, Will Hulskamp. He hits the back of the rim and in. He would put Luther up 4. But check this one out. Luther gets the steal, pushes it up the court. But how about Lucas Horman looking like LeBron with a chase down block off the backboard for Bangor. But then it's Bias doing his thing, whipping it out, step back, cash from deep. The Knights would go on to win this one 72-50. All right, over at Melrose Mindoro High School, the Melman GET wrestling team was honoring a legend within their wrestling community, honoring Ernie Brodsky, who took over as varsity head coach at Melrose Mindoro in 1983 and coached there up until 2019. And now there's an award named after him, the Ernie Brodsky Friends of Wrestling Award. Congrats to him. Multiple teams at this duel. We'll focus on Melman GET versus Toma. To start, it was Colton Koss giving us a show. The 113-pounder was dominant in his match, getting the pin in just 3 minutes and 37 seconds. Toma trying to keep pace. Jacob Van Hoof at 126. He gets the pin in just 58 seconds. But this one was all Titans. Very next match, Gunnar Kremer gets a pin of his own as Melman GET would take the duel 54-21. All right, Toma Sparta Co-op entered the Panthers' den in West Salem last night. Let's get right into the second period. Score tied 0-0. Toma Sparta dominated in shots, but goalie Abram Lassen stood on his head for the Panthers. He put up an impressive 47 saves in the game last night. Now we're late in the third period, still tied at 0, but how about Parker Holloway rips it from the blue line, and it's deflected in for the one and only goal of the night. Toma wins 1-0 over West Salem. All right, a lot of local action last night and a lot more tonight, so be sure to tune in. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you later.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back. Wisconsin's former Attorney General is running for state Supreme Court. Brad Schimmel will run against Liberal incumbent Justice Ann Walsh Bradley in 2025. Schimmel was Attorney General from 2015 to 2018 and is outspoken against abortion. He says he's running to put a check on the court's new 4-3 Liberal majority. Ann Walsh Bradley is the court's longest serving member and is seeking her 4th term. A student at Central High School is announcing his candidacy for the lacrosse school board. Adam Manka, a senior at Central, made that announcement yesterday outside the former Lincoln Middle School. He's focusing his platform on 3 major ideas: getting drugs out of schools, stopping school closures, and giving parents a stronger voice. Adam's perspective as a student is something he believes will help him.
I see exactly what's going on inside the schools. I've lived inside the schools for the past 4 years. I see a lot of these stuff that most people don't.
Meanwhile, according to his LinkedIn page, Adam was a field coordinator with the Republican Party of Wisconsin from May 2022 until April of this year. He has taken a strong interest in student drug use, creating a report with his friend about his perception of illegal drugs in schools. In that report, he estimates 40 to 60% of students are actively using drugs in La Crosse public high schools. Now, there is no evidence to back that claim up. Numbers from the La Crosse County Youth Risk Behavior Survey show about 17% of high school seniors currently use marijuana, and about 10% of students reported having at least once used another illegal drug besides marijuana. A $15 million grant to Dairyland Power Cooperative will help Wisconsinites in 4 counties get better internet access. White House officials say it's one example of the administration investing in America. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall has the story for us.
Using the internet will soon be better for people, including Jenny Radcliffe.
I live in a rural community, actually 2 miles off of a state highway, and we do not have access to fiber internet. We have gotten by with satellite connection, and we make it work, but it is challenging to work from home. My husband runs a small business that's challenging.
Soon, she won't have to worry. The Middle Mile Broadband Infrastructure Grant will help people, including her. Dairyland Power Cooperative received the grant during the summer from the National Telecommunications and Information Administration. It's expanding 240 miles of the company's transmission network and retrofitting it with optical ground wire. It will help give underserved communities in Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa high-speed internet. Today, Radcliffe joined a panel of speakers, including Deputy Secretary of Commerce Don Graves and White House Director of Intergovernmental Affairs Tom Perez, acknowledging the importance of high-speed internet.
Every community should have access to broadband, and not just broadband, but accessible, affordable, quality broadband.
Thanks to the grant, counties including Barron, Polk, Burnett, and Washburn will soon have high-speed internet. According to Dairyland President Brent Ridge, they have challenges getting telemedicine, education, and doing business. He tells News 8 Now it's about time they get high-speed internet.
In our area, it's been an issue for the better part of a decade, but it was exposed by the COVID pandemic.
These are the largest investments since the 1930s when we had rural electrification. This is a first cousin, if not a brother of that. And I'm really excited about it.
According to Dairyland, majority of the fiber optic installation is expected to be complete within 2 years. In the studio, Jeremy Wall, News 8 Now.
Ridge also says Dairyland will apply for more grants for high-speed internet. It is 6:34, time to check in with Derek to tell us what to expect for our morning commute. Hi there, Derek.
Hey there, Alexandra. Thanks for that. Definitely a little bit of a frosty start here this morning for your windshield, so you might want to give yourself some extra time for you on your morning commute to have that ice scraper nice and handy so you can get rid of some of that frost and ice that may have developed on your windshield overnight. Cloudy skies for the lunch hour, and then overcast skies continue for your evening commutes, but other than that, no worries there. Just unfortunately not a whole lot of sunshine, as expected though, for today. Our temperatures are into the teens and 20s. 15 now is the temperature in Eau Claire, 23 degrees right now in La Crosse, and we're at 11 in Sparta, 12 degrees in Black River Falls, and we're looking at 27 currently in Prairie du Chien. So for your zone forecast today, I got highs into the mid-30s in La Crosse County, 37 in Berry Mills and in Minduro, and as we head south into Soldiers Grove, we'll be looking at highs around 38, 35 in Viroqua, 37 in Stoddard, and 35 in Westby. Heading north into our central zones, 37 in Trempealeau and La Crosse. We'll be at 36 in Osseo and 37 today in Melrose. Now moving north into the Chippewa Valley, you're looking at highs around 35 if you're around the Eau Claire area here this afternoon. So again, the cloudy skies just continue to filter in. It keeps increasing up from the south associated with the storm system that I'm watching. That's going to continue to bring us some cloud cover throughout the day. That's more of that is in the forecast with mostly cloudy, 37 and slightly cooler. Northeast winds at around 5 to 10. Heading into tonight, mostly cloudy, seasonable with temperatures at around 25. Northeast winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Now stay tuned. We'll have another check on your full weather forecast coming up in just a little bit right here from the Joy of Sharing event at the Unalaska Festival Foods.
All right, Derek, thank you. And before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8, starting with Lawrence, who is turning 8 months old today. He loves to hang out with his big sisters and be outside. Kellen is turning 8 years old today. He loves trading Pokemon cards, playing basketball, and reading Dogman books. Alyssa is also turning 8 years old. She loves helping out in the kitchen, fashion, and listening to music. Mia is turning 18 today. She loves making art and is a hard worker. And Harold is turning 88 years old today. He loves having Saturday outings with his kids and his weekly trips to the casino with his friends. If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we would love to feature them. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab. Coming up in our Buzz Report, Monty Python and the Holy Grail is heading back into theaters. We'll take a quick look at
Good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Derek Sibley coming to you live again from the Festival of Foods in Onalaska for the News 8 Now Joy of Sharing event. This is our 4th annual event that we host, and we are definitely with some nice partners here. And we are collecting your toys for tots, and we're also collecting non-perishable food, canned goods, as well as any type of money donations, that is. And this is going from now until 6:30 p.m. this evening. So come on out. The weather's a little cold out there. I think you'll need the jacket, but other than that, it's definitely a nice cause to come out here today at Festival in Onalaska. All right, so our current conditions now in La Crosse, 23 degrees. We got north-northwest winds at 8 miles an hour, and we're looking at a river stage of 4.69 feet. And in Eau Claire, we got 15 degrees for our temperature. Winds are looking nice and calm here. Meanwhile, on the satellite and radar overlay, we are looking at those clouds that just continue to increase, and this is just a sign of what is to come here as the day goes on. Our current temperatures are into the teens and 20s. We've got 11 in Sparta, 13 degrees in Black River Falls. Winona, you're at 25 degrees. Viroqua's at 27. And as you can see, as the day goes on, conditions will continue to remain cloudy. 34 at noon today and 36 degrees at 4 o'clock, followed by temperatures dropping below freezing to 30 as we head into 8 o'clock this evening, with our forecast highs mainly into the mid-30s here today. 36 in Winona, high of 35 today in Eau Claire, and 37 if you're in La Crosse. So the reason why it's so cloudy, well, because we're watching this pretty strong storm system down to the south, producing a lot of rain here across portions of the Midwestern United States. Not so much here, though, across the Coulee region. We're just looking at the increasing cloud cover associated with this system throughout the day, and also as we head into tonight. And really, as we head into tomorrow, we're going to start off cloudy, and we're going to end cloudy, you guys. And in fact, we're also tracking another system to our southwest. This could give us a chance of seeing some either rain or snow, or a combination of the two as we head into tomorrow night. So we'll keep our eyes on that potential as well. Heading into your 8-day forecast, our high temperatures will warm up into the lower 40s as we head into next week, and our low temperatures will be mainly into the 20s.
All right, Derek, thank you. Well, of course, the holidays are just around the corner. This morning, we have Wisconsin 76 Alice in Dairyland, Ashley Haguenau, in studio to talk about some recipe and gift suggestions to celebrate those timeless holiday traditions. So thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Looks like you brought a lot of goodies. We will get into that in just a second. But first, can you just tell us about the Something Special from Wisconsin program, what it's all about?
The Something Special from Wisconsin program highlights hundreds of small businesses here in Wisconsin. The products at these companies have at least 50% of their products' ingredients, production, or packaging taking place here in Wisconsin.
Okay, great. So yeah, show us a little bit. Tell us about some of these products that you brought today.
Certainly. So to get us started, we have Tom and Ma's Bourbon Barrel-Aged Maple Syrup.
Okay.
They are located in Brantwood, Wisconsin. They are third-generation maple syrup producers, and their maple syrup can be used with breakfast, maybe to try a new recipe on the grill, level up your cocktail hour, or enjoy it straight out of the bottle.
Okay.
It's a very high-quality product. Up in front, we also have Honestly Cranberry. As cranberry growers themselves, they are focused, those bags right up there, yes. They are focused on promoting the natural goodness of cranberries here in Wisconsin with their unsweetened dried cranberries. You can enjoy these products fresh out of the bag or use them in a wide variety of holiday meals.
Okay, great.
Yes, we also have up front Moose Lake Mustard, located in Chautauqua, Wisconsin. Their mustard can be used with cheeseburgers, maybe with a Friday night fish fry, with a potato salad mix, but you'll find that their mustard goes well on just about everything. Also on this side of the display, we have Mr. Burns. They are located in Green Bay, Wisconsin. They are known for their craft barbecue sauces, salsas, and hot sauces.
Okay.
I have with me their Tundra Heat Barbecue, which is a sweet heat sauce with homegrown peppers, honey, smoked onion flavors. Really delicious to use around the holidays. On this side of the display, we have Boxes of Fun from Christine's Kitchen. They use boxes with exclusively something special from Wisconsin products as great gift ideas during the holidays. You can build your own box. They have pre-built box options for the loved ones in your life. And last but certainly not least, we have Mead from White Winter Winery. They are located in the Bayfield County area. They've been handcrafting their mead for over 20 years, and they use local products like honey, apples, pears, berries to craft their delicious products.
Awesome. All right. And so if people want to buy some of these or, you know, make an effort to definitely buy something from Wisconsin this year for Christmas, where can they go to buy this?
Great question. If you are out shopping this holiday season, grocery stores and retail spaces, be on the lookout for that red and yellow Something Special from Wisconsin program logo. You can also visit the website somethingspecialwi.com for a full list of Something Special from Wisconsin members and their products.
Great. Do you have a favorite product here or a favorite Wisconsin-made product?
Great question. I love them all. I truly can't choose. I've had a chance to sample all of the products I'm talking about during our holiday campaign. They're all delicious, they're all so unique, and it's all about supporting local and having great Wisconsin gift ideas.
Yeah, and why would you encourage someone to shop local, buy something Wisconsin-made this holiday season, whether they're giving it or maybe hosting a gathering?
I highly encourage you to support local because supporting local keeps the dollars that we spend on food and gifts this holiday season close to home and reinvested in our communities while supporting local businesses and supporting local farmers that are part of this program.
All right, well, Ashley, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for bringing all of this. It all looks amazing.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. All right, and stay with us. We will be back after this. Welcome back. It's 6:49, time for your morning news now. A La Crosse man accused of attempted homicide appeared in court. According to the criminal complaint, 53-year-old Matthew Alioto allegedly fired a single shot at two people in his home. A man told police he had gone to Alioto's to get some of his belongings. As the man was leaving, he pushed a door into Alioto, causing him to fall backward. Alioto then pulled a firearm from his waistband, pointed it at a woman, and fired a shot. That was in September. Alioto faces counts of attempted first-degree intentional homicide and first-degree recklessly endangering safety for that incident. He does not have an attorney yet. He is scheduled to be back in court January 24th. If you've been doing a lot of online shopping this holiday season, make sure you have a plan in place so your packages don't get stolen. Police in the town of Campbell say there's been a recent uptick in porch pirates. And according to security firm Vivint, 80% of Americans have fallen victim to porch piracy during the holiday season. Some things you can do to protect your precious cargo include requiring a signature, having USPS packages held at your local post office, or installing an at-home security system or camera. A case of chronic wasting disease was confirmed in a wild buck harvested in Jackson County. This marks the first case of CWD detected in the county. The fatal disease attacks the brain and causes deer to physically waste away over time. It spreads through saliva when deer have close contact. To prevent further spread, officials immediately renewed a baiting and feeding ban in the county. Hunters must follow these rules, even though it may impact plans. A recent report from the nonpartisan Wisconsin Policy Forum revealed troubling news for the state's educators. Median pay for teachers has declined 12% since 2009. That means the average salary dropped from about $67,000 over a decade ago to $59,000 this year. Education officials blame this decline on the statewide teacher shortage. The Wisconsin Policy Forum says while many school districts raised base wages, district revenues didn't grow nearly as much, and that creates a funding gap. Some farmers' access to tax credits could go away under a Republican bill. That proposal says farm fields with solar power installations would not be able to get farmland preservation tax credits. One of the bill's writers says farmers with solar completely change the farmland beneath, and they shouldn't have access to those credits. A Republican leading a public hearing on the bill Wednesday said renewable energy products on farmland is nonsense. The governor is likely to oppose the bill. Wisconsin's former Attorney General is running for state Supreme Court. Brad Schimel will run against Liberal incumbent Justice Ann Walsh Bradley in 2025. Schimel was Attorney General from 2015 to 2018 and is outspoken against abortion. He says he's running to put a check on the court's new 4-3 Liberal majority. Ann Walsh Bradley is the court's longest serving member and is seeking her 4th term. A student at Central High School is announcing his candidacy for the lacrosse school board. Adam Manka, a senior at Central, made that announcement outside the former Lincoln Middle School yesterday. He's focusing his platform on 3 major ideas: getting drugs out of schools, stopping school closures, and giving parents a stronger voice. Adam's perspective as a student is something he believes will help his campaign.
I see exactly what's going on inside the schools. I've lived inside the schools for the past 4 years. I see a lot of the stuff that most people don't.
According to his LinkedIn page, Adam was a field coordinator with the Republican Party of Wisconsin from May 2022 until April of this year. Adam has taken a strong interest in student drug use, creating a report with a friend about his perception of illegal drugs in schools. In that report, he estimates 40 to 60% of students are actively using drugs in La Crosse public high schools. Now, there is no evidence that shows that. Numbers from the La Crosse County Youth Risk Behavior Survey show about 17% of high school seniors currently admit to using marijuana, and about 10% of students reported having at least once used another illegal drug. Your stops inside Quick Trip could get even quicker. The gas station chain announcing new stores will have self-checkout kiosks. Those kiosks will accept all forms of payment and Quick Trip rewards. But don't worry, according to the company, the self-checkouts are not going to replace any actual human employees. Here in La Crosse, the store at Quick Trip's headquarters and the new store on Ward Avenue have self-checkouts. Existing stores won't be retrofitted to accommodate the kiosks.
And I'm meteorologist Derek Sibley, live from the Festival Foods today in Unalaska. We're going to be here all day long collecting your donations of cash, food, those canned goods, that is, and of course, the toys for the kids as well. So come on out to Festival today, as we are going to be here all day for this great cause. But you want to bundle up, though. Temperatures are into the 20s as you're going to head out with close cloudy skies. We're going to be looking at those afternoon temperatures, though, into the mid-30s, while still remaining on the cloudy side. As we head into your 8-day forecast, we got highs into the upper 30s through the weekend. Mostly cloudy for tomorrow. A chance of a couple of snow showers as we head into tomorrow night and also into Sunday. Highs will be into the 40s as we head into next week, with lows into the 20s. Slight chance of rain or snow heading into Wednesday and Thursday of next week.
Thank you, Derek. Well, if you have a sweet tooth, this next one's for you. Even though Thanksgiving may be over, today is National Pie Day. So if you have any leftover pie, today is the perfect day to eat it, whether it's blueberry, sweet potato, pumpkin, or pecan. The dish dates back to ancient Greece, but it really took off in Rome. The Romans were the first to use a crust and add sweet ingredients to pies. Here in the U.S., the most popular type of pie is cherry, according to Instacart. So it might be a good idea to update the old expression as American as apple pie. Those pies look pretty good, don't they? Well, thanks so much for joining us this morning. We will see you back here at noon. Have a great day.